About getting ready for a real game as opposed to the preseason where you're just trying to kind of practice things.
Yeah, it's going to be good to get ready for a real game. You know, have the starters out there preparing for it. You get a good feel of who's going to be out there, and just get everybody that's going to be out there working together as a team, as opposed to filling in holes and trying to see who's going to be where. It'll be good to actually build the chemistry as far as the starters go, and that'll be interesting.
Kale, you started during the preseason. Do you expect to start in the regular season, or if not, to have a substantial role working in behind one of the veterans?
The feel that I'm getting is I'll pretty much have a substantial role, as far as how my preseason went. Not really sure how things are going to go as far as starting or at what point, but it feels like I'll have a pretty substantial role as far as what my coaches will be saying.
Do you still expect to be moved around a little, or do you think at some point you'll work specifically at one spot?
I'm pretty sure I'll probably be moved around a little, probably just for depth reasons and for experience reasons, and just because they want me to be versatile. But as the season progresses, and we kind of know our guys, then I'll probably be at one spot or the other.
Do you have a preference?
Not really. I mean, at first coming into it, I had a preference for tackle, but now that I play guard, I actually enjoy it. I like it. I actually think it's a little bit easier, so I like both just as much. You just don't have the range difficulties at guard, and you don't face the same type of athletes that you do at tackle. So it just makes it easier.
You may have played more than anyone when you started, but you were also playing most of the game throughout the preseason. How much did that benefit you from both a conditioning standpoint as far as just being in football shape and experience being a rookie?
It helped me a lot as a conditioning aspect. There's really no substitute for being in football shape. No matter how much you run or lift weights, there's really no substitute for it. And then flipping me positions and me pretty much getting every rep at practice, so I got in pretty good shape. And as far as the games as well, playing 3 quarters, instead of the 1 or 2 that other guys are playing, or the couple series, that definitely got me in pretty good football shape. As far as experience goes, that as well, that goes with it. The more reps you get, the more comfortable and the more second nature it becomes to you. So
You played left guard, played right guard, played right tackle. Have you ever tried to learn how to play center or left tackle, or taken any work at those other spots?
I got a couple reps at left tackle during practice, but I haven't gotten any reps at center. I've never actually even snapped the ball before. I hope to keep it that way.
Ko, are you ready to go into Ravens Stadium? And as a rookie, it's very loud. It's going to be prime time. It's a different atmosphere. How you get ready for that?
Really, just the preseason games are the only thing that can get me ready for that. But from what I've heard, there's really no substitute for that first regular season game. So I'm looking forward to that, and the crowd noise, and just the whole environment, and really just soaking in that feeling of going out there for the first time and how hard you've worked to get out there. So I'm looking forward to that experience.
Okay, you said I think I saw you tweet you had never been to an NFL game before.
Yeah.
So now you've been to 4. What is your impression of life in the NFL in that regards versus what you had at Iowa State?
It's really, it goes beyond words. You really have to walk through that tunnel and really just go through that moment, and just going through the national anthem and the warm up and everything. It's really nothing that you can really predict until you're really in that moment. But I've enjoyed it. I loved it, and it's definitely been paying off for me. How hard I've been working. So it's really a dream come true for me.
Okay, where do you feel like this line is in terms of your guys' development?
As far as our development, man, we're doing great. Obviously, we have really good veterans on our team, and me being a young guy, I'm just trying to learn from them. But they've got it down pat. They make very little mistakes. They've been in mid-season form since we started, so they look good. I'm just trying to catch up and get to where they're at. Which is going to take me a while, but as far as the front 5, those guys are ready to go.
What do you learn from Bobby Williams so far?
He's just a wise guy. He's a really wise guy. He has all the experience in the world. Really, most of the things that he's been teaching me aren't really physical. It's just how to be mentally prepared for a game and be mentally prepared to go to battle and things of that nature. He really has too much technique because, you know, what he's been telling me from my aspect is I'm big enough and I'm athletic enough and I can beat any guy out there physically. I just have to be mentally ready and prepared the right way for a game.
Does he give you advice about anything off the field, just kind of how to handle yourself, things like that?
You know, one thing that Bobby has done is every now and then, you know, he gets up and talks in front of us and really just talks about, you know, learning every day and on and off the field, always learning something, always being open to learning new things and growing and, you know, just keeping that flame alive. Once you shut that off and you stop learning, you really stop living. And that's one thing he says, we're all born dying. So that's one thing that I've picked up. He's a really wise guy.
What's your impression of this offense altogether? You got Joe at quarterback now. I got a feel for what he's like, and Ray. So many weapons around you. What do you see potential-wise? It's hard to say. I mean, you've only done preseason.
It's hard to say. It's just preseason. I've seen bright spots from McQuan and obviously Torrey as well. But it's hard to really say this early in the season because guys have only been playing a couple of series just to keep guys fresh. So from a rookie standpoint, I really don't know where it's going to go. But from what I saw when the guys were in there and them performing and doing what they had to do for the couple of times that they were in there, they looked really sharp.
We're good?
Thank you.
Thanks, Caleb.
Thanks.
Aaron has a question I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.